It's midweek. Come on in. Big day here on the show, 7:01 on this Wednesday, November 27th. We have results of the Nova Scotia election, but interesting, results are still coming in.
Right. Counting was paused at 1:30 from Elections Nova Scotia because we're still waiting for the results in the Yarmouth region. It was too close to call last night, so that counting will resume later this morning. That is the area where incumbent Nova Scotia Liberal leader Zach Churchill, that's his riding. So we're still waiting for the official results on it. But yes, a big thank you to all our viewers who have tuned in to watch the Nova Scotia provincial election. If you were watching, you know our show here with Todd Battis last night went well into the evening. It, of course, was excellent coverage. We had reporters across the region, and this morning we're going to have highlights. So if you missed it, if you want to recap, that's what we have, because there is still quite a bit to talk about this morning.
Tons to talk about. And of course the weather. I noticed yesterday when I went to bed, it was dry in my region. I live in Dartmouth, but it was wet this morning.
Oh, weird how that happened.
So strange. So bizarre in November too.
I know, so bizarre. But then that's going to pretty much be the theme throughout the day. So we're going to see those scattered showers hanging around throughout the course of the morning, pretty much across the region. And
a duct system. Huh? Just get some geese instead. I'm kidding. It's duct.
Oh dear.
Listen, I could tell you, I'm not the only one who used to say duct tape growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duct tape.
There we go.
Duct tape. Anyways, that is your first look at your local news. Headlines on this Wednesday morning. Lots to talk about and still more to come.
Well, you are our resident punster and, you know, word person. So I want you to do this. Let people know what the word of the year is.
I get to do it?
You get to do it.
It's not brat.
No.
It is very mindful, though.
Very demure.
It is demure. Dictionary.com's word of the year is demure.
It's true. It's true. They're like, demure was so July 2024.
So July.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Brat summer.
Exactly.
Bet. All
yeah,
caps.
there we go. Demure, word of the year.
Word of the year, demure.
Demure, interesting.
Okay, still ahead on this show, we have a very demure, very mindful forecast with Brianne Foley. That's coming up. Also, too, after the break, teenagers' acne and self-confidence. We're going to sit down with a dermatologist about the common teenage skin condition.
Today, we are going to see some increasing cloud coverage. We're going to have another low-pressure system entering into our region later on this afternoon into the evening. We'll see most of the impacts of that later tonight. However, we still have some scattered showers to contend with over the course of this morning. Mostly just drizzle, though, so not a huge amount of accumulated rainfall. We have a special weather statement in effect, however. And yes, it is going to be early season snowfall. So we could see up to 15 centimeters of falling snow late Thursday night into Friday morning. Of course, that's with that pressure system that is going to be coming in. Here are the impacted areas as we take a look in that southeast corner of New Brunswick. We're seeing it into parts of eastern Nova Scotia as well as most of Prince Edward Island. So we'll continue to monitor this system and check back in on those warnings. As we take a look here, though, to start our day, we're seeing pretty nice temperatures to start our day above seasonal once again. We do have a little bit of wind chill to contend with up in northern parts of New Brunswick as well as up in Labrador, but for the most part, what you're seeing is what you're feeling. So that's a good start to our day. We are continuing to contend with fog as well. We should see it start to dissipate throughout the course of this morning. And like I said, some scattered showers still hanging around in our region through the majority of today. We'll see some more coming through late Thursday and before we see a little bit more of this system that's behind me coming through on Thursday night. So just trace amounts of rainfall for the most part for today, the majority of it pooling around that Port aux Basques area, but for the majority of the region, we're just going to see some scattered showers and mostly cloudy conditions. Cooler temperatures up in northern New Brunswick, above seasonal throughout central and southern portions. We're going to see again above seasonal on to Prince Edward Island, into Cape Breton and eastern parts of Nova Scotia. Central Nova Scotia still dealing with some of that drizzle throughout the course of this morning, while we'll mostly see that sun start to pop through in western parts. Up in Labrador, we're going to see some flurries and rain coming across the region, but still above above seasonal temperatures, and we're going to see some scattered showers hanging about in Newfoundland. Crystal, welcome back. It is just turning 7:23, 7:53 if you are in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. And of course, Canada and Mexico are already feeling the impacts of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's promise to hike tariffs.
Yes, Trump's tariff announcement had an immediate reaction on the Canadian dollar, which plunged to a 4.5-year low yesterday, plunged by almost a full cent, and it closed at 71.01 cents. CTV's Mike Couture has more. Thank CTV's Mike Couture for that report.
Yeah, lots to digest.
Lots going on in that regard. Let's talk about weather. So, okay, we've had a lot of the same. I'm just wondering if we're going to see any dramatic changes in our weather, Brianne.
No, although we are expecting a significant snowfall dumping.
Okay, this is interesting now. I know that nobody wants to hear
Nobody wants to hear that,
but at least it's different than, basically, here's what's been happening. We've gone back to the 90s. We have a 3-disc CD player.
Yes.
We have rain, cloud, and maybe some drizzle.
Maybe, yeah.
And
that's pretty much what's rotating.
That playlist has been going on now for 2 weeks, so snow would mix things up a bit, at least.
You know, exactly. So there is that silver lining, Crystal. We love that. And it's also the end of November. So,
yes,
you know, we can't really be too bah humbug about it.
No.
Because,
no,
you know, it did at least wait till the end of November for the snow dumping, but it is an early dumping, which Environment Canada, this is why they've issued a snowfall warning. So that's going to be late Thursday into Friday morning.
And only a very specific part of our region, too.
Only a very specific part.
Yes.
That south.
It's 7:30 on your Wednesday morning. There's something about getting something vintage where you know it's good quality, and it also brings back so many memories for people, the novelty of it as well.
Yeah. Oh, I love vintage. Like when you think of like vintage designer things, there's a little shop on Queen Street in Toronto. It's called I Miss You Vintage.
Ooh.
And so cute name first and foremost, but then you just like go in there and it's like the good quality stuff.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, this was loved by somebody and now I'm going to love it.
There's lots of amazing, I went to the fall show. There's a lot of amazing fashion, especially evening gowns and things like that. You said be careful because the sizes were a lot different. People seem to be smaller back then, but I love the clothes, but I really love the knickknacks, and I'm a huge fan of vintage Christmas ornaments, and I know that there's a huge haul of those.
Do we think there's maybe a vintage advent calendar somewhere in there?
I need to make one. I need to make my own vintage advent calendar, just to annoy you, Brianne.
It doesn't annoy me, it just fascinates me. I love it so much.
I actually went
conversation. Yeah, Crystal's obsessed.
Yesterday, I am obsessed with advent calendars, and Brianne was calling me out on it yesterday, which I appreciate. So I went home and counted. I actually only have 5 on the go this year.
Oh, so you have another one.
Yeah.
Like you have a space for another
I have room in my life for at least one more.
At least.
And it's December 1st isn't for a few more days.
Exactly. So tons of time.
So anyway, the vintage show, we'll talk about that in a minute, and that's this weekend. So
yes.
Before then, we have several days to get through and interesting weather on the way.
Yes, like we said, we've upgraded our CD player.
Yeah, a little sun, a little snow now in there.
Yeah. There's always a little summer somewhere.
Exactly.
What has happened? We've missed a lot.
No, she's got some traveling to do.
Final years. There.
Yeah, no, yeah, siblings.
Okay, great, love it. Okay,
yeah,
good.
Siblings.
Thank you for clearing that up.
I hope the music is good because the first one had some great
Wonderful.
songs.
Obviously, there's a huge anticipation for it too. I saw it. I loved it. All right, now if you're looking for something you're going to love, how about a little holiday festival that's straight out of a Hallmark movie? You just have to head to Chester, Nova Scotia for the Chester Village Christmas.
Let's go.
Now,
That's so much fun.
Not the gumdrop buttons. Sorry.
Get them. Yeah, it's funny because Crystal and I, when we were first talking about it, she's like, oh, we should sign up for it. We'll catch that gingerbread. Oh, wait, it's for kids.
Yeah. Wah, wah.
Okay, still ahead this half hour, we'll introduce you to Maritimers marking milestones today, and also after the break, do you have a vintage enthusiast on your list? Maybe it's you.
And then we could see some more coming back into the region this evening. So as we take a look here at our current satellite and radar, like I said, some scattered flurries, or showers rather, hanging around. The flurries are behind me, so we aren't dealing with those quite yet, although we will have to contend with those at some point in the near future. So taking that note, we do have a special weather statement in effect late Thursday into early Friday morning, and that is that we are expecting some early snowfall in certain areas. So that's going to be into the southeast corner of New Brunswick into parts of Nova Scotia, and most of Prince Edward Island could see up to 15 centimeters of snowfall in the area. So something to continue to monitor. We will continue to monitor that over the next couple of days as well. Taking a look at our current temperatures, though, for today, we're looking at above seasonal temperatures, and that's already starting to be the effect right now. We are dealing with some fog as we head throughout our day today, but that will start to dissipate as we head throughout the course of today. Again, those scattered showers coming through. Could see some flurries up in northern parts of New Brunswick throughout the course of this afternoon, but for the most part, those scattered showers are going to be clearing through New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, hanging on a little bit in Cape Breton as well as in parts of Prince Edward Island. We're going to continue to see some snowfall up in Labrador and heading throughout Newfoundland as well. Into Thursday, we'll see mostly a mix of sun and cloud, though, so there is going to be a reprieve from the rainfall. And as we take a look here at the next 24 hours of accumulated rain, mostly just trace amounts. Again, the majority of that rain staying in parts of eastern Nova Scotia as well as Cape Breton, and then into the Port aux Basques area and the Burn area in Newfoundland. So as we take a look here at our temperatures for today, well, we're looking at pretty average temperatures up in northern parts of New Brunswick. And then we're seeing above seasonal temperatures once again. Those showers just kind of scattered throughout the course of this morning. Into Prince Edward Island, much of the same, above seasonal scattered showers this morning before those start to clear up. Could see a few more around the midnight hour. As we head into Cape Breton, we're going to continue to see those above seasonal temperatures, and we are going to continue to see a mix of sun and cloud through western parts of Nova Scotia. Over in Labrador, cloudy conditions with some flurries and some rain coming through. And of course, those scattered showers still hanging around in Newfoundland, but at least there are above seasonal temperatures. Crystal?
Now, a new pet store aims to be a one-stop shop for all your furry friends' needs and more.
Ooh, it's the pet store has something to offer for the owner as well. CTV's Mike Lamb takes us on a tour of Pet Buddy. Oh, there you go.
Is Jesse working, or is he on social media this morning? No, he's working. He's on our web team.
It is 8 o'clock. 8:30 if you are in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. Already, time flies when you're having fun.
It's true. Right? What a fun show it's been already.
It has been
interesting, informative, and fun. And I am really excited for this half hour because we get to visit Micmac Mall and check out some holiday finds. And it was really, it's always fun to go to the mall at Christmas time if you go on a day that's not super duper busy.
I was going to go, if you go in the middle of the day where everyone's like at school or work and you don't have to deal with all the hustling, bustling crowds. Although that's half the fun too, right? Seeing everybody lining up for their pictures with Santa in the mall.
Decorations, the music, it's just an experience.
It's true. I do an annual shopping trip for holiday gifts for my two little nieces, Kate and Lila, and I've reached the age where I'm carrying everything.
No.
I am the carrier of the jackets, of the beverages, and then, of course, the wallet.
I think, I'm going to picture you. You're all wearing kind of like Victorian coats, and you have all your packages or bags in hand, but also several hat boxes stacked up. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm picturing it exactly. You painted the perfect picture.
Exactly.
Yes, and then the footman puts the gifts and packages on top of the carriage.
Yes. Yes. And don't forget the fascinator.
No, 100%. Oh, gosh.
Oh,
But that's
demure.
the vibe. It's very demure, yes.
Very demure.
Actually, I was carrying a Stitch stuffy, and I had some kids point at me, and they go, "Whoa, look at her Stitch stuffy!" And I was like, "It's for the little one." But if you love Stitch, coming up at the end of the news, I got a little surprise for you.
Perfect.
My nephew loves Stitch. My sister has two French bulldogs, and Oscar kind of looks like a real life Stitch because he's a blue French bulldog. And so one of my nephews, his cousin on the other side, she calls Oscar Stitch all the time.
That's so fun.
So cute.
Even has like the messed up teeth.
The little teeth.
I think that. Oh, we got to bring those dogs into the station.
We need to see them. I love the line. Any aminos in here?
Aminos? Aminos. That's what I used to call them when I was younger. Fun fact. However, I didn't have any fun words for weather. It was just very basic weather. But
well, this is the teaser trailer to, and being promoted by Disney today. Moana 2 comes out today. So now we're looking forward to May for that one.
Okay. All right. Well, this is really local, and I think people want to know about this. It's a wonderful story about spreading holiday beauty to raise money to support the Mental Health Foundation of Nova Scotia. So it's the 3rd annual celebration of wreaths, and it's happening this afternoon at Parkland at the Gardens in Halifax. These are images from last year's auction, which raised more than $25,000.
Wow.
And it's all organized by a local senior named Maureen Banyard. So if you're in the Spring Garden Road area, you can check out the beautiful wreaths. There's 16 of them on display this afternoon, and they will be auctioned off between 2 and 4.
Wow.
So you might want, if you're interested, like that one. I love that one.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, all of them are
They
beautiful.
all are.
Yeah.
But really wonderful that it's raising so much money. The first year, 10 grand. 3 years later, 25 grand.
Amazing.
Who knows how much this year?
Exactly. I know my mother would probably bid on one of those because she loves wreaths.
Yes.
Oof, oof, oof. All right, this afternoon, mark your calendars. Still ahead, coming up a little bit later, we're going to get a preview of an upcoming book sale. It's like a book fair, but for us adults.
For grown-ups.
Yeah, for the grown-ups. And coming up after Brianne's latest look at the forecast, Crystal does do some shopping. I wonder what she gets for us. She heads to Dartmouth.
We could be contending with some flurries in parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, as well as up in northern parts of New Brunswick today. But for the most part this morning, we're just contending with some of those scattered showers. So a little bit of drizzle still hanging around throughout the course of this morning. Now, we do still have a special weather statement in effect. That's not going to be in effect until Thursday evening into Friday morning as low pressure enters into the region from the west. So we are going to see that the southeast portion of New Brunswick will be impacted, into parts of Nova Scotia as well as into Prince Edward Island. Could expect to see about 15 centimeters of snowfall. So it's an early snowfall, but it is something that we will continue to watch. Of course, we are seeing some snow coming through the region already up into Labrador. We're going to see a few of those flurries coming across also into northern parts of New Brunswick, though for today we'll mostly just see some scattered showers across the Maritimes. Again, a little bit of that wintry mix hanging around through parts of Newfoundland today, while we continue to see some of those flurries up in Labrador. For Thursday, though, we should have a reprieve from the wet weather in the Maritimes anyways. So as we take a look here at what our accumulated rain forecast looks like, we are seeing mostly just trace amounts for the next 24 hours. The majority of that rainfall staying in eastern parts of Nova Scotia and into Cape Breton, as well as in the Port aux Basques area, as well as the Burren Peninsula over in Newfoundland. So not a whole lot of accumulated rain. And as we take a look at our sustained winds, well, we've seen those decrease significantly over the past couple of days. We're not dealing with a whole lot of gusting wind either at this time, just a little bit up in Wabash Lake area. So again, it's not a cold start to the day. We are going to continue to see above seasonal type temperatures. It's just a little bit dreary out there. We have mostly cloud coverage, some of those scattered showers hanging around pretty much throughout the course of this morning on Prince Edward Island, into Cape Breton and eastern parts of Nova Scotia, as well as central parts of Nova Scotia. We'll mostly see a mix of sun and cloud through eastern parts throughout the course of today. And then we head into Labrador. We see some flurries still hanging around, but above seasonal type temperatures. And then a little bit of that mixed precipitation for parts of Newfoundland today. However, Crystal went over to Micmac Mall to see what you can get for holiday shopping. So let's check that out. What a haul.
Wasn't that fun?
Yeah.
Shout out to cameraman James Morrison, who's working behind the camera right now. Great job. Thanks for putting the camera down and getting the cart.
Pushing the cart.
He got the cart for us.
And I mean, speaking of great hauls, we have a great new contest that you could see buying lots of amazing presents like Crystal did for yourself or others that might catch your eye. It's our annual holiday haul contest. And so one lucky winner will win a $2,000 Visa gift card to spend online or in stores.
You can use it to buy gifts or even get yourself a little treat. It's entirely up to you. To enter, head to ctvatlantic.ca. You have a few weeks to enter. We'll announce the winner on our show December 13th. So good luck to you.
Yes, good luck indeed. Lots to buy there.
I know.
At Micmac.
So much fun. It's just, they really have all the decorations up and everything. It's just nice to go be part of. Even if you don't want to spend any money, just go take in the holiday magic while it lasts.
Exactly. You get to stop by seeing Santa.
Yeah.
Seeing Woody.
Well, you just hold on, Brianne. You didn't get to come with us on the shoot, but we didn't forget about you.
Oh.
That's coming up in a moment.
All right, all right. I'm excited.
Okay.
That will be fantastic. Of course, we do have some weather in our forecast that puts you in the Christmas spirit.
Love that spin on it.
Exactly.
I love that spin.
So while we do have a special weather statement in effect for Thursday evening into Friday morning for parts of southeastern New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and parts of Nova Scotia for some snowfall warning.
Okay. Wow. Our very first.
An early snowfall
warning.
So that's why it is a special weather statement, because it's a little bit earlier than what we're used to seeing. But does that bode well for the holidays? Then are we going to have some white
Wouldn't it be nice
December
to have a white
25th,
Christmas?
right?
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Exactly. So, you know, as we head to break here, we are going to take a look at Burnt Coat Head this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Come on in. It is 8:30 on this Wednesday, November 27th. So glad you can join us. I will be taking a little time off. I get 2 weeks off, ladies, so you're going to have to handle the fort, hold everything down while I'm gone.
Well, we are going to miss you.
Yeah.
We'll be looking forward to when you return to us. But yes, you'll be off for a few weeks. And we're going to let her take off a little bit earlier, too.
Yeah,
The show
exactly.
today.
Got to dash away. But we have a really fun show, and we need to get right to it because Woody, the Talking Christmas Tree, has a special message for you, which we will reveal after Amanda's news.
For moi?
Yeah, so you got to work first, though.
Oh, okay.
So where are we going to start our journey?
Well, we are going to go and check out the weather.
In Moncton, I believe.
In Moncton.
Lovely
Little city.
Moncton. What a weasel.
Lumps and woozles.
I love that. All right, well, from one woodland creature to another, our friend Woody the Talking Christmas Tree and Micmac Mall wanted to offer Brianne a special greeting. We were lucky enough to capture the moment when Woody wakes up for the day at noon. Check it out. Thank you so much, Woody.
My pleasure.
Oh, there you
A
go.
tremendous day. Well, thanks, Woody.
And
Thanks, Crystal.
Woody gives his visitors this little ornament.
Okay.
Which you can use it as a bookmark, or you can plant it in soil and it'll grow a sapling by spring.
So I can make my own Woody?
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So fun, right?
That is so fun.
Yes.
'Tis the season.
And now you're on his radar.
I'm
so
on his radar.
Swing
Thank
by
you.
and be like, Brianne, hey, I know you.
I know you.
She first heard about Woody in the summer.
I
Couldn't
did.
wait.
I
Couldn't wait.
did. You know
Now it's
what?
the season.
Yep. Thanks to Amanda. I
You're
heard
so
about Woody
welcome.
in the summer. So thanks to Crystal. Now I have a special Woody shout out.
There you go.
So there we go.
So that's one thing happening in our region.
Yes, so if you are around the Micmac Mall region on the weekend, go say hi to Woody. He's now my bestie, so we love that for us. But if you are in New Brunswick this weekend, well, we have lots going on. There will be pockets of sunshine throughout the course of today while we see some of this cloud coverage heading east throughout our region, though there are going to be some scattered showers as well. We can still see a few scattered showers hanging around in the southeastern part of New Brunswick, as well as into eastern parts of Nova Scotia and into Cape Breton. Now, we do have a special weather statement in effect. That is going to be from late Thursday night until early Friday morning, and it's going to be some early snow. So at least it waited till the end of November to impact our region, but as we can see here, it's going to mostly impact into the southern portion of New Brunswick, a little bit into Nova Scotia, as well as up into most of Prince Edward Island. Could see up to 15 centimeters of snowfall in the area. So we will continue to watch that system, but for today we're seeing most of those scattered showers heading out of our region. We'll see a little bit of that wintry mix sticking around in parts of Labrador as well as Newfoundland for today, and then we're going to mostly see a mix of sun and cloud for Thursday. So not a bad day to get out and about on Thursday. As for accumulated rainfall, not a whole lot of that happening in our region. The most part of it is going to be around in that eastern part of Nova Scotia, as well as into Cape Breton, and of course into parts of Newfoundland as we head throughout the day today. So not a whole lot of accumulated rain and not a whole lot of wind to contend with. So as this low pressure system works itself out of our region, we're not going to have to deal with a lot of those winds. Right now, we don't even have a lot of wind gusts to deal with. So at least we'll see some above seasonal temperatures, even if we are experiencing mostly cloudy conditions. Now, watching our forecast for today, a little bit more average type temperatures up in northern parts of New Brunswick, but then we're seeing warm up throughout central and southern parts of the province. Over on Prince Edward Island, again above seasonal temperatures with those showers clearing throughout the course of this morning. Same thing over in Cape Breton Island, those showers sticking around, and then a chance of showers around that midnight hour heading into the early hours of Thursday. We're going to mostly see a mix of sun and cloud, especially in western parts of the province, though we'll see some of those showers hanging around through central parts of Nova Scotia throughout the course of this morning. Now, taking a look here at Labrador, some flurries and rain still coming through in cloudy conditions, but slightly above seasonal temperatures. And over in Newfoundland, again, that rainfall is going to continue to impact the area. Could see some flurries with that as well, but slightly above seasonal temperatures. But let's head over to Amanda for a look at a adult book fair.
Hey, it's 8:55. The two of us wrapping up the show, but now I can share a secret.
Okay.
Don't tell Crystal. I bought her the advent calendar.
I figured I was going to if you weren't.
Great minds.
Fun fact, my favorite all-time opening line of a book is from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol.
Really?
Jacob Marley was dead to begin with. Because, like, how do you top that?
You can't. That's a great line to start a book.
Right? So, definitely my favorite. So, ghost stories on Christmas are a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun, and also just excitement to see around books and sort of supporting local. We do love to see it.
Absolutely.
It is time for our last laugh, and today we have a video that anyone with multiple pets can relate to. Here's movie night for cats.
Oh.
No explanation why 9 cats, but they are well taken care of.
They are, yeah. I wouldn't mind being one of those cats.
No, you got it made. Well, thanks for joining us for the Wednesday edition of CTV Morning Live. Coming up tomorrow on this show, attention to all tech lovers. The biggest shopping day of the year is almost here. We will chat with our partners at Best Buy about the hottest holiday deals.
Yeah, absolutely. And I went to Glow Gardens to check out the incredible displays, so we'll have all of that for you as well. And fun fact, I stood up on roller skates.
And she came back unbruised. That's a win.